Hi, this is Brian Perry, Perry Home Solutions, Keller Williams Innovations. I'm very excited to bring you this interview today with Summer Piep and Palm Beach Distillery, the makers of Lost Harbor Spirits. Welcome, Summer. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
So Summer happens to be our neighbor as well, so it's super fun to be here and see her distillery and everything. And I just wanted to share Summer's story because she makes such an amazing product, and I just want to make sure everybody's aware of it. So first, Summer, I wanted to ask you, how did you end up getting into the distillery business?
It was a sheer whim. I was at the point in my life where I needed a change. I was an accountant for over 15 years, and it was just kind of mundane and boring, I guess. I had lived in Florida for only about 2 years and didn't really know my community, didn't socialize or anything like that, and knew that I needed to make a change. I had always wanted to own my own business, wasn't sure what that was. Started doing my research and, what kind of business is sustainable, going to stick around, what's popular, what's recession proof. The top of every list was alcohol.
This checks off a lot of those
right.
boxes. Yeah.
So especially here in Florida, which is the number 2 consumption state in the nation.
Really?
I was like, well, alcohol's pretty popular. It might be a good thing to go with. And so, after looking into it, I, figured with my background in accounting and passion for chemistry, I really had good chances of making alcohol rather than any other kind of alcohol business, such as a bar, overhead, things like that just didn't interest me. So looked into what it took to opening a distillery and went from there.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
And I know we went through some of the different options that you have available.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us anything about your choice of the particular spirits, if you will, that you chose, why you chose them, or kind of what your intention is behind putting everything together?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I started with vodka because vodka is the number 1 consumed product or spirit in the nation. And so I knew, it's easier to produce and easier to get off the shelf as well. So it was something that I could get out the door quickly. My passion or my favorite thing to drink is actually bourbon, but that takes a little bit more behind the scenes kind of thing. You gotta be able to sit on an investment for a period of time, and I wasn't ready to do that. So
Makes sense.
I started with vodkas. Vodka is the number 1 consumed drink, and it's easier to make and quicker to make. So that's where I started, and I went with several of the others. So I do vodka. So anyway, this is our Lost Harbor vodka. It's made from corn. It is 100% American corn. It is 6 times distilled. I use Zephyr Hills spring water in my blend. Zephyr Hills is a Florida-based spring water. I try to keep things local as much as I can. It's also one of the highest rated spring waters in the nation for its taste and mineral content. If you don't know anything about vodka, the minerals in your water are actually what's going to flavor your vodka or make it taste better or cleaner. So that's why I use it, is because it's highly rated. And so the minerals in this and the blend that I use, the percentages that I use of water, reverse osmosis water that's made here in-house versus spring water, actually can differentiate your taste and flavor. So it's very crisp, very clean. You get a little bit of the sweetness of the corn, and then I filter it 6 times as well here in-house, and that makes it really smooth. It smooths it out and gives it a smooth finish. Two is the gin, and like I said before, this is distilled from grain, and then I actually have 9 botanicals in this, from orange peel, licorice root, and cardamom, a few other things in this. But like I said before, I toned back the juniper notes, and it's more citrus, which with that orange peel, and florally, and then you get into the juniper after that. So each botanical is handled separately to bring out the full robust flavor of each botanical. But it is very clean as well. This one is filtered 6 times as well. So go to the rum next. The rum is a U.S. Virgin Island sugar cane, as well as a U.S. Virgin Island molasses. So they're distilled separately and then blended together. And that just brings out the fullness of each flavor, and then it blends it and kind of gives it its own unique flavor. I think my personal opinion that white rums are typically a little bit harsh. They're kind of hard going down. So I wanted to do something to soften that up. Again, it comes back to the taste buds and the different things like that. But I wanted to soften it up and make it more pleasing to drink by itself, more pleasing to the palate, exactly. So I add a touch, and when I say a touch, I'm saying less than 1% of a natural vanilla to my recipe as well. So with that vanilla, you get the essence for sure when you're on your nose, when you're smelling it. And so you get that little bit of essence of the vanilla, and then when it hits the back of the palate, you just get the flavor profile on the back of your throat, and it's really, really nice. This makes a really good rum and coke mojitos. It just makes every flavor burst when you're making mojito, different mixed drinks like that. But again, this is a rum that you could drink by itself. I've had many people say, I can drink this on the rocks for a white rum, which is not very typical. So this is the Lost Harbor white rum. So the last one we go to is the Capistara. This one is made from our original vodka. I add an organic beet sugar from Idaho, which is my home state, a vanilla custard, and a caramel extract. And like I said before, Capistara represents friends, family, and community. It is named after the community that I live in, and one of the best communities I've ever known. But we are a great group of people, and this is what the drink represents.
My favorite, the Capistara,
right,
named after our lovely community as well.
Yes,
awesome.
You're right.
And also, I wanted to ask Summer something else that I thought was really interesting and very important. I'm told that you are one of the only female owners of a distillery around. Is that true?
That is true. I'm actually the first and only female-owned and operated distillery in Florida. There's only about 30 in the nation, so I'm happy to be a part of that group. I had no idea when I first started this that I was kind of an innovator in a male-dominated industry here in Florida. So it's been actually really interesting and really fun, but I love what I do.
I love what you do too. It's
Thanks.
awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
Summer.
very welcome.
Appreciate it.